You are now tuned in to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will be discussing actual audio and visual clips captured during the team's investigations. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now smash that like, subscribe, and follow button, and let's get ready to welcome team leader and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and tech specialist and co-host, Mike Del Coro.
Happy Monday, everybody. I'm Eric Vanderlaan, your host and team leader of War Party Paranormal, and your host, I said that again, the War Party Paranormal Radio Show. And I got my buddy right over here.
What's up, guys? My name is Mike Del Coro. I am your co-host and investigator with War Party Paranormal. And we got an awesome show for you guys tonight. Eric, what are we getting into?
Well, first of all, thank you for making the show. You're well rested now, so I'm all fired up on Celsius, and we got an amazing show.
Fired up on Mountain Dew?
Mountain Dew. All right. So, yep. I was out last week, but I'm back, and we got the full crew, me and Mike, and we got an amazing show for you tonight. We have Larry Eissler III from, oh my God, my mind just went blank.
Small Town Productions and Expedition Entity on Paraflix. So he's part of the Paraflix Familia. Let me say that in a better Spanish. Right, Mike? That's right.
All right. I have a feeling this is going to be a crazy show. I do got an intro. You want to see it?
Sure.
Here we go. Why are you laughing? All right, here we go. And that's right. Larry's our model for the Delco goggles.
Gaggles, the whole goggles.
I'm gaggling right now. He's our spokesperson. We pay him top dollar to be the model. Delco goggles, right?
That's right.
All right. So without further ado, and everybody brace yourself. Bam. Bam. I didn't do it.
Hey,
look at that.
There you go. Hey, you know what? Damn it. Where are my goggles? I should have them on too.
I love these things. Let me tell you. Like, these things are my jam.
What? Well, I'm sure Mike, and I know I do. We definitely appreciate you promoting them. I mean, everywhere we see you got Delco goggles on you.
There you go. I'm going to save the battery, though.
Okay.
I don't want to burn them out.
Yep. And don't throw them on the ground either. You don't want to get the wires loose, right, Mike?
That's
Don't
right.
be sending them back.
No.
Handle with care.
Actually, I should take them off because I don't want to wear them out.
Just teasing.
I have a long year ahead of me, and I need those to be everywhere I go. So,
yeah, I've got a couple of them sent back, for repairs because people rip them off. You know, they get startled or something happens. They'll see something and they'll just rip them off, and they pull the wires out of the electroluminescent panels, and I gotta fix them and send them back. But we definitely appreciate you sporting them for us.
Yeah. Oh, we lost you.
Uh-oh.
We'll do sign language. I don't know.
How about now? Is that good?
There it is.
I must have hit the mute button on my headset.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's actually my second set. The first set had the wire come out of one of the nose cups.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, but with mine, it was because I got a bigger face than most people do.
Mhm.
So I had to go in and adjust the nose straps. And
Gotcha.
I think
Gotcha.
it was getting in there trying to do it that wire came out. What's going on, Rez? So when I meet up with you guys in person one day, I'll be bringing those with and be like, hey Mike, hey Mike.
That's
No,
a lot
I'm
of
happy
hearts
to.
down there.
I'll warranty you, man. Send them to me. I'll fix you up. I'll fix them for you. No problem.
Sweet. Then I'll have two, and then I can have one for me and one for the events that I do.
There you go.
Because what I'll do is, especially for like Broadhead Manor, I do a lot of events up there, and it's an old school. It's a 60,000 square foot middle school. So we're talking like actual full size classrooms. I'll put somebody in a desk, like an actual real desk from back in the day, wearing
Mhm.
the goggles and then doing Estes, and then all the rest of us are on the other side of the room in desks facing them. And then we ask questions across this like 50-foot space. And all you see in the darkness is just blink, 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 blink.
So is
People
that your
love it.
favorite mode? Is that your favorite mode? The flashing, strobing?
I like the slow flash because if you can start an SB7 at the right time at, I want to say 200 milliseconds, you can get them to sync up to where the SB7 and the flash happen at the same time.
Oh, interesting.
I think it's 200. I have to double check that, but I've done
Got
it
to know
quite a few
that.
times. Sometimes it takes a little trial and error, but I find that if I can do it the right way, it's almost a little hypnotic because now you're getting the visuals and the audio.
So Larry, I'm going to put you on the spot for the people that are listening and they're in the chat. What is the Delco experiment? I'm not even going to ask Mike. I'm just going to go straight to you.
So I don't actually know. I know it takes elements from the Gansfield experiment,
Right?
but I don't even know what that is. I just like using them my way.
You didn't know you were going to get tested on the show.
No,
Well,
I
no,
should have prepared you.
I think you're already doing it. I think
am
you're
I
already
doing
doing
it
it.
with
Yeah.
the hypnosis?
Well, it's basically using them, with the solid instead of the flashing, but using them with an Estes method. Using the goggles, listening to a spirit box.
Cool.
Instead of with the Gansfeld experiment, you're just listening to white noise or pink noise. Where for the Velcro experiment, we basically mixed the two. Took the goggles and used it with the SB7 or spirit box. Sweeping
In the
radio.
Gansville experiment, they did that in the military back in the 60s or 50s to test people for ESP. That's when they were doing all those weird experiments.
Mhm.
Actually, I think they're bringing that back now.
One
I
of
thought I heard that somewhere.
one of the clips you had in your intro, it's me and Nikki Wilson. You kind of see her a little bit. It's hard to see me because I'm way in the back in the darkness.
Mhm.
You can see the little blips. We're doing Estes with the goggles and then with my Phasma box. Have you guys used the Phasma box yet?
No.
So
No.
it's a Windows based app. And
Okay.
whenever you say app, everyone's like, "Oh God, here we go." I get it, but this one's weird, and that's why I like it. So number one, it's Windows based, so you have to use a Windows tablet or laptop to do it. I use a tablet.
Natalie.
Hi, Natalie. So in order to use the tablet, like I had to get a Windows tablet, but the Windows tablets let me turn the microphone off. So I know I don't have any sound coming in, and I almost never connected to Wi-Fi, and I've never updated the app. So whatever's going on with it, it's like the most stock settings you can get with no external inputs.
So
And
on the
I get
app,
the
you can
craziest
just pick
responses.
up regular stations, like your
No,
local stations.
they're pre-built in sounds. Kind
Ah.
of like necrophonic and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
okay.
you
Okay.
don't listen to those. You listen to what's going on underneath the noise.
Okay.
So that's where you'll end up getting a lot of voices. Well, I was at Old Baraboo Inn with Nikki Wilson. We were doing an event in October, and I was using the goggles, and we were in the basement. Which, if you've never been to OBI, it's a bar. The basement is the old mafia execution room, where they have a pole like big enough to where I can barely put my arms around it. It's a huge pole. They would
Mhm.
tie people to the pole and execute them on the pole.
I like a good mafia room.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
and it's kind of messed up though because the pole still has blood stains on it.
Oh, wow.
So like it's wild. And so Nikki's actually sitting next to the pole in the clip that you showed, and then I'm like in the back of the room. And she's asking questions, and we're trying to get Al Capone to answer us, and he does come through. So I'm actually talking, I'm I guess speaking for Al Capone using the Delco goggles.
Awesome.
Like that was kind of weird. I sat back and I'm like, damn, that was Al Capone.
Al Capone's
What the hell?
everywhere. He's
He
all
is
over
everywhere,
South
this guy.
Florida. All over
Is he
South
really?
Florida. He's
Yeah.
at a hotel that he visited.
Yeah.
And way down south of Miami.
Okay.
Hotel Redlands. He had frequented that place. We even got his name, Al. We were getting Al through the spirit box. And also he's been at the Biltmore Hotel. Downtown Miami. He was in the cell up in this old 1920 skyscraper. It's the county courthouse, and they have a cell all the way up in the top. He was locked up there. And Mike, I didn't tell you about this, but I heard that it's active. So that'd be pretty cool to like investigate that place.
The Hollywood Beach Hotel as well.
Oh, yep. The Hollywood Beach Resort. He had a penthouse there.
Well, kind of like in life and death, he gets around.
Yeah, he gets around.
Yep.
That's right.
Alcatraz.
Yeah.
And where was he? Was he Eastern State Penitentiary as well? No? He was somewhere out east, right?
The one in Pennsylvania.
Penhurst?
No. It might be Eastern State.
I think it was Eastern State.
Because I did a tour there, and they still have his cell set up as if he lived in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember seeing that.
Phasmabox is weird. It's really weird. So
Natalie says, I had a crazy experience with the Phasma box at the Old Park Hotel. My voice came through and it said my first and middle name. I have video and I'll have to send it to you all and get your input on it. It's wild.
Yeah, it's a weird app that, like Necrophonic, okay, maybe. Some of the other, like Spirit Talker, with this one, I got nothing. This one's just weird. It's weird. So I like pairing that with the Delco goggles the most because I seem to get the best results with that combination.
Okay. And do you get visuals or anything like that? Or
typically no.
Or feel things?
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel when I get touched, that's for sure.
Okay, so you get touched and things like that.
I get touched quite frequently. Most of the time it's okay. When you go to the Old Baraboo Inn though, and you're a gentleman like us, the downstairs is the murder room, right? Where all the
how much for $20?
Well, the upstairs is a brothel, and the brothel workers are still working. And if you give them $1, you will get brothelized. So they'll touch you in places that you haven't been touched in a long time.
Give me $1 and I'll make you holla.
I'm putting down $3. Here we go. So
I'm a big spender.
Well, for back then, $3 is a lot.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah. We spent like the first 15 minutes of the show talking about the Delco goggles.
No worries, man. We appreciate it.
Sure.
So, you got any new projects coming up? Are you still working on Expedition Entity?
So, Expedition Entity wrapped in January of 24. My partner Dan retired from the paranormal. Hi, Jenny. He retired from the paranormal, so he like stepped back from everything, investigating, filming, and now he's solely focused on his photography, which is great because it's very therapeutic for him, I think, to get out in nature and do that. So without Dan, that'd be like one of you two leaving and then continuing the show.
Yeah, like that's true.
Half the magic is gone.
Yeah.
So
if Mike was gone, I don't know what I'd do. For real.
It's hard, you most people don't realize this, but you really lean on each other a lot to get through the show.
Oh yeah.
And
they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to do a show, and I'm like, by myself.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah. Right. And I'm like, I got the perfect partner, and I'm like,
okay. Gotta have this guy.
Yeah.
When I don't know how you guys would do things, but sometimes our episodes would be like a 20-hour film day. And you need that other person.
Oh, yeah.
And once he retired, it's like, well, I can't do this by myself. I needed that person. So we wrapped the show. And then last year, his retirement was kind of abrupt and a very like spur of the moment kind of thing. He knew about it, but he just didn't tell anybody. So I spent a lot of time last year really not knowing what to do. Caught me off guard. I had events to do, but just not a whole ton of filming until November. And then I did my Days of the Dead short doc.
Probably
And
couldn't
then
listen to any sad songs either. Probably got you depressed.
no. All by myself.
That's what I was thinking.
It got me down. But yeah, like ever since the Days of the Dead came out in January, from there it's like gangbusters now. So that kind of opened a whole door up for me for this year.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that you said you were busy. You had like 5 projects going on this year or something of that nature.
Yeah. So I just finished one with Brittany Bickett, Michelle Roos. That's their project. All I did was do the film on it, and I might appear in some scenes. We'll see. But that's really all I can say because it's their project, not mine.
So you're staying behind the camera this time, most of the time, or most of the time now.
Most of the time, I'm behind the camera. There's a couple shots like where we're in the car, and we've got like GoPros in the window. I can't hide in the car. I drove her, so I'm in it, but it's their gig, so I'm just kind of just there doing whatever they need me to do. Hopefully that will come into something in the next couple of months here. It finally just got sent off to the editor, so it's completely out of my hands now. I'm so excited. Editing is it's a thing.
Yeah.
So that's one that's pretty much completed from my end. And then I have so the Days of the Dead doc got me another documentary that's all about cosplay.
Oh,
so
okay.
No paranormal, no horror. It's all just cosplay. And I'm kind of cool with it. It allows me to branch out a little bit, do something different. And then that's like all throughout Chicago. So there's a whole bunch of events throughout the summer and the spring that they're inviting me to go and film at.
Oh, cool.
So I'm excited about that. I have 3. That guy Chris.
This
He's
Larry guy.
He's always popping up in my podcast.
You're everywhere.
Man.
You're on every podcast, Larry.
Man, Chris is always
You're
popping
a hot
up
item.
in my podcast. Jesus. I have three one-off docs for the paranormal for this summer. And all of them are top secret, so I can't say what yet. But there are 3 out there, and those 3 I am editing, so it makes me a sad boy. And then there's some things that we have cooked up for Paraflix, so I'm hoping that will be a fun thing to do at the end of the year.
Very, very cool.
And also, you have like a business. You offer like production services as well.
Yes.
Plug yourself, Larry.
I do podcast intros and outros. I did Jenny Davis's.
There are people here in the chat that you could offer your services to, just to let you know.
Sure. Podcast intros and outros. I did Jenny Davis's. Had made a couple updates to it as time went on because I did it like 2 years ago. Swapped out pictures, and when she changed her co-host, we had to put her co-host in the intro and outro. So did that, and then a couple of the podcasts I've been in the works with getting them intros and outros set up. So it's one of those things where you have to approach me because I don't know that you want it. So come to me, message me if you want an intro and outro. We can work on something. Rez, we're in the works of doing one. So that one got pushed off a little bit, but we'll get back into it. And then I've done short films, gaffer work. I do grip work, camera, director, cinematographer. I'll also produce if you have everything else, just want that extra brain on set. So yeah, it's kind of I'm kind of a jack.
Yeah, I saw a couple pictures of yours. It definitely seems like you got some heavy duty gear.
Yeah.
And you went to school for filmmaking and stuff. Is that
so? my university, I was going to get my bachelor's, and I have it in history. About halfway through, they're like, hey, your junior year, you should do a minor. Like, I don't know if I want to do a minor. I'm like, well, why don't you just do communications? Like, it's a film class. They're super easy. You can start with film review. And I'm like, oh, okay. I like watching movies. And at the time, we were doing Expedition Entity for Dan's YouTube channel. So I'm like, well, I mean, I'll just get a little better. It's not going to hurt. Took the first course, and then graduated with almost enough credits for a dual major, because I stopped taking the history courses and started focusing on all the film courses instead. But that was also during COVID, so things were all wonky anyway. It didn't feel like I got enough of the film side that I wanted to. So my last semester there, the professor that I had the most classes with, he goes, hey, would you be interested in being a teaching assistant for me? I'm like, I kind of want to be done. And he goes, well, you'll get a free master's degree. You'll get paid to teach. And you could take a lot of the courses that you missed because of COVID, because we're bringing them all back.
Damn,
And
dude.
I mean, once he said paid, like I was in, like I'm good. The rest was just, sugar on top. But so I went and did that, and I did my master's for 2 years, which that was all in communications, which is what my university had film under.
Okay.
So documentary work. There was even a course for running a film festival, which is kind of neat.
Cool.
A lot of audio courses and stuff like that. And I really got a lot out of it. I even filmed my graduation short film at the university using the students from my class as crew. So I didn't have to pay them because they got college credit.
Mike, I told you, what's happening Saturday night? I got University of Miami that's coming and investigating with us, filming a documentary. That's going to be one night. It's going to be like, they'll be filming a couple other nights as well. And I was telling Mike, like, if we want to do something badass, I mean, these students will probably do it for credits.
Oh yeah, they will. Especially if it's a film course that does production outside of a studio. It'd be simple, because it would just be like, a project that they get to work on for like 100 points.
Right.
So that's what we did for that class is, there was 4, 5, 6 projects they had to do throughout the semester. Well, because mine was 4 16-hour film days, they just made my project the whole semester. So they got a lot of points for mine.
Well, Mike's thinking like all that editing I'm gonna have to do.
Well, right? Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, but at least we won't have to film each other. Maybe we can have someone film us. I don't know.
The students did make a lot of mistakes. You have to be very patient and prepared for that.
Mike's a hard ass. He ain't a softie.
That's right.
It's a tight ship.
Well, they might not like you. They'll be like, "Can we talk to the nice
Mike? Don't play."
Scare us. Mike scares us. He's too intimidating. It's the beard.
So, and I know we've had you on the show before, and we've asked some of the questions, and some of the stuff, but we got some different viewers out there, different listeners. So, what came first? Did you forgive me if I repeat some of the stuff that we've talked about before.
Sure.
But what came first? Like, were you into the paranormal, and then, or were you filming, got asked to do paranormal stuff, and you said, wow, there's really something to this, and then kind of got hooked into the paranormal doing it that way?
So, technically speaking, filming came first. I am your typical millennial, almost 40-year-old. And when I was in high school, we filmed music videos to our favorite emo songs. Really, really enjoyed that. But then once I got out of high school, I went into the Army and just kind of forgot about it. I got home from my deployment, and I really enjoyed Ghost Hunters. I thought it was a great show.
So got me into this.
It's just one of the best. I liked how they did things and how they split up and did their whole shtick.
Even in the beginning, they were like, after the end of the show, we determined this place is not active. Maybe it is when we're not here, but we haven't captured anything that we would claim that this is an active place or it's haunted.
Right. And
that's what I like about it.
As long as it ran, I don't think they encountered a demon one time.
No.
So that's really impressive. Didn't have to fall on that crutch. So I liked it so much, I started looking into it myself. I got onto a web forum for Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, bachelorsgrovecemeteryforums.com. This was, like the mid to late 2000s. So Facebook wasn't as big as it is now. It was there, just it wasn't as explosive. So you had to go to web forums to have these conversations with people. And then Facebook killed all of them off. So on there, I met a group that was a little salty that I kept debunking all these pictures that people were posting.
I
Which,
hate you.
back, you got to remember, we're talking like the mid to late 2000s. People were posting that stupid phone app with the little girl in the plaid dress. And they're like, look at the ghost. And it's like, no, stop it. So, so yeah, they got mad and invited me out to investigate.
Look at all the faces in the tree trunk.
Yeah,
you see, I see like 20 faces there.
Yeah, or like the hooded cloaked Reaper figure. Like,
yeah.
Okay. All right, sure, buddy.
Yeah.
So they invited me out to investigate, and I kind of got hooked investigating. It wasn't until probably 20.
I'm going to debunk all you mofos.
Well, yeah, I kind of started that way as a big debunker. And then I got to the point where I can't debunk it anymore. So now I had to prove it scientifically. And now I'm at the spot now where I just don't care. I'm going to tell a really cool story. I don't care if you believe me or not. So that's what I do now. I tell stories. But I didn't get back into film until like 2015, I think, is where we got back into film. Stopped for 2 years, and then when I started the master or the second half of my bachelor's degree, that's when we brought Expedition Andy back. And then I think it was 2020, maybe 21, is when we got picked up by Paraflix.
Okay.
And then that changed the whole game. So now it was like, hey, quality matters. We should probably do better. Quit screwing around so much and like make a show.
Well, speaking of Paraflix, we got a super surprise tonight, don't we, Mike?
Yeah.
We're at that halfway mark. We got to pay some bills and make some announcements.
Yeah, actually, we just came back with season 3, which is amazing, because I'm stoked that, and I can't believe it's already been 3 years.
Crazy.
Yeah, so we're gonna release the new trailer for episode 2 of season 3 tonight, in just a few minutes here, and it was a pretty wild experience, and it's at the infamous Rock Island Roadhouse Paracon. It was when we were up there. We filmed an episode before the Paracon at that location, which was a former YMCA in Chicago, Rock Island, Chicago. And it was super active and definitely a pretty wild night.
A lot of mob activity back in its day.
Oh, yeah. So actually, I'll run the trailer real quick because we're talking about it. And then if you don't mind, and then we got a couple ads we got to run, and we'll be right back. The Rock Island Roadhouse, once a respectable YMCA, harbors a dark and chilling past beneath its outward charm.
This was originally built as a YMCA in 1912. 1912, the whole city was run by gangsters.
I hear voices, and I heard it like...
I don't like this at all. God. No, I don't like this. Guys, get me out of here. I don't like this. I don't like this setup. No, this. I don't like this.
I told you they're watching you. Right now, they're watching. Matter of fact, they're probably behind you.
I love me some Lisa. She's an amazing woman. I love her.
She is great. She is awesome.
She's awesome.
So yeah, super excited about that coming your way. At the
Tortured
end.
Fran.
Yeah, we did. Poor Franny.
Be sure to watch that.
Yeah, she's deathly afraid of clowns.
She faced her
And
fears.
it took me a little while of convincing to get her in there to do a isolation session in there with this clown.
And shit was happening. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that.
not only was it just a spooky looking clown in there, there's actually some reports of apparitions and stuff down there. There was a mob henchman that was supposedly that lurks around in that area. And we were getting she was getting disembodied footsteps, all kinds of stuff right in there with this spooky Halloween clown behind her. So it just made everything a little bit more intense, especially when you're scared, your senses are a little heightened as well.
Sure.
So, it was,
she was doing some live listening, so you could hear like a pin drop sounded like you're at a rock concert. You hear everything.
So
she was so scared she left an emotional imprint. So now everyone that investigates will find a scared Franny.
Yeah, that's right.
The residual energy.
There's a clown laughing and a girl crying in my EVP. What the hell's going on?
And I'll give you this, Franny's a trooper. She doesn't really get scared very often, and for her to bail out of the room, it was that's not normal. But yeah, we just got a couple more ads, and we'll be right back, guys.
Cool.
What is up, my paranormal peeps? You may be wondering why we're holding something like these in our hand, and my buddy's going to tell you all about it.
The reason that we have this paranormal equipment in our hand is because we're giving a big shout out to the Ghost Hunter store, one of our sponsors. They're your one-stop shop for everything paranormal.
That's right, and you may have seen some of these equipment on your favorite paranormal TV shows.
Exactly, especially the Haunted Files on Paraflix.
Mike's got that right.
All right, guys, so check them out, and if you use the code word Ghost Gone Wild,
not Girls Gone Wild,
Ghost Gone Wild, in your checkout, you'll get a discount on your purchase. Thank you, guys.
Peace. Hi, I'm Eric, and this is Mike from War Party Paranormal Radio Show and the Haunted Files on Paraflix. And Mike, we got something pretty cool, right?
Heck yeah. So, I want to talk about Haunted Happy Hour, spirit-infused coffee. They have many different flavors, all kinds of different stuff. They're great people. They have a podcast with great content, and they got an amazing product here. So, this one actually is Sweet Rum Bliss. And what's amazing about this, you order this product and you also get 1 month free subscription to Paraflix. So you can watch us.
Yeah, and you might be feeling dead inside, but get caffeinated with Haunted Happy Hour.
All right.
Are you ready to explore the unknown?
Eventually.
Brace yourself for a journey into the supernatural. Paraflix Paranormal Plus, your gateway to the paranormal, all-in-one streaming service. Dare to explore, dare to believe, dare to stream alone.
It does not want us here.
Sign up now and embark on a supernatural adventure like never before. Paraflix Paranormal Plus, the universal home of paranormal.
Mike almost dropped that coffee bag, didn't he?
Yeah, you like that?
I like that a lot. Look at
You did that one shot, by the way.
Yeah,
very impressive.
It was very impressive. Although now I feel like I have to go to the Ghost Hunter store just to try Girls Gone Wild to see if it works.
No, Girls Gone Wild will not work.
Oh well, damn. All right.
No, it will. I looked up. I got something saved in my cart and I put it in there and it was showing me a discount.
Girls Gone Wild. It's Ghost Gone
Wild.
Wild.
You see, I don't go there. My mind don't get dirty like that, Mike.
See, I don't go there. He says.
Womp womp.
So yes, the code does work. It works. And you know what? Dave let it work. He had it where you can only use it once. So, but he fixed it where you can use it multiple times. So if you go there and you purchase something, you can use it. And then if you go back and purchase something again, you could use it again.
And if you use Girls Gone Wild, you might get something different. So
you might get something different. That's a different website.
Not anymore. I'm pretty sure they got sued. So
yeah.
I think you're safe nowadays.
Yeah.
Ghost Gone Wild. There you go.
Ghost Gone Wild.
Yeah. I need to get me a new light, a new IR light. I lost mine.
So I work a lot with Horn Paranormal Research, and they just came out with their new torch IR light, which the light itself is maybe about that big, like maybe
a Phasm light, like the Ghost Stop Phasm. Is it called Phasm, Mike? What's that?
I'm not
light
sure.
that you have?
It's like a 2-inch by 2-inch IR light.
It's like a magnet, like.
No, it's a little different. So this one has a 6-hour battery built into it that you can plug a USB-A camera into and run the camera off the light.
Oh, that's cool.
So
how bright's the IR?
They just came out with the new one, so I'm not sure. I have their version 1, and usually I keep it pretty low because it'll blow your skin out if you're too close.
Yeah,
so,
see, like,
but it's adjustable, so like it's not bad.
Right. I have Colorado Paratech.
Yeah, the Ghost
I got one that if you're inside and I turn it on, you'd be like completely white. But it's perfect for outside for like cemetery shots.
Yeah, it's so bright
and
big huge
buildings. Flood. Yeah, and the one thing I liked about that light, the light I was talking about, you don't have that like spotlight effect. Everything it's also almost like diffused all the way.
Right. So you can get your corners a little bit better.
Yeah, and you could dim it and bring it down or bring it up, which is really nice. Yeah, and the batteries, they're the one thing I like about the Colorado Paratech lights is they take 18650 batteries, which we all have a million of them. You can pop them in and pop them out on the go, while you're filming.
Yeah.
But like you said there with the new one that you're talking about, they have a 6-hour battery life. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And if you've got one of those, USB-A static cams, like you can run the camera off of that battery. So it's just self-contained. You don't have to run wires or anything. Like I'm kind of digging that.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, I got a couple of those little full spectrum cams, that we can.
And what's your go-to camera?
So for IR?
No, just for filming, like paranormal. Do you like to go IR? Do you like to go without IR? If you like IR, what camera you like?
I prefer IR. I actually strongly dislike the pink color of UV and full spectrum. I hate it.
Yeah,
it just looks gross. So
it does.
I always lean IR, even if it is in full spectrum. I'll make it black and white. I don't care. I hate it that much.
I like the bluish tint, like the older cameras had that IR bluish tint. I don't know if you ever saw that.
So that the blue and the green is actually filtered
almost
from the
like
camera
a full
itself.
Spectrum.
Yeah, the camera itself is doing that. Yeah,
the camera does that. Even all the puke and lime green IR, that's all added by the camera. The footage is actually black and white. It's just the camera adds that color. So the two that I have Panasonic X1500 camcorders. Those are the two that I use for all my IR filming, and it gives you true black and white IR, 4K 10-bit video. So for IR, that's actually really difficult to find because a lot of the cameras are 8-bit, and there's a really big noticeable difference in your backgrounds when you do 8 to 10-bit. There's so much more detail in those extra 2 bits.
Good to know.
So I run 2 of those, and then if it's anything during the day, it's my FX3, my Sony FX3.
Yeah, great camera.
That one, I love that camera. I do want to get an FX6 eventually, maybe one day. But I might end up getting a second FX3 first, just so I have two of them.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to win the lottery to get some of those.
Yeah, they're not cheap. The problem is, like, once you start down this road, like, you can't stop. You have to keep going.
Oh my God, tell you about it. Like, I know Mike and I forget the brand Sony's that we have, but like I'm already thinking maybe
AX53.
Yeah.
Okay. I have 33s.
Yeah.
And they're good cameras, but they're
It's a
8-bit.
workhorse.
But they're 8-bit cameras.
So I was thinking, like, man, I would like to upgrade it one day, but
there's really not much more that you could. I mean, until you start to get into, professional grade. Yeah. The AX53 for a handy, for like a run and gun kind of camera, like the way that we film, it's really pretty perfect.
So the reason I went with the Panasonics, two reasons. Number one, because Panasonic, I didn't get it, but they have an option for a microphone handle. So you can run an XLR microphone into the camera. Back before we started doing everything wireless, like that was a big consideration. I just didn't get the part, and then decided, I'm really glad I didn't, because I don't need it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But two, it has built-in ND filters. So if I do have to do something outside with that camera, I can do it because the ND filter is already there. And then it has two SD card slots.
That's cool.
So I actually end up getting,
interesting,
with two 128 cards, I think it's about 4 hours of footage. And then if I know it's going to be something shorter, but it's like not my project, I'll actually end up recording duplicates. I'll copy one card to the other, just in case. You never know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then end up downloading while filming other stuff. But same thing for the FX3. It is the same thing. But yeah, I really like the Panasonic, and I found that the focus breathing is better on the Panasonic than the Sony.
Okay.
You guys ever notice, like, especially where it's a little on the darker side, your camera kind of does this a little bit with the focus?
Yeah. It gets out of focus for a bit.
That's that focus breathing. It kind of goes in and out like it's breathing.
Right.
Panasonic tends to be a little bit sharper because it's a little higher end prosumer camera.
Okay. And like, we got a lot of listeners and people here in the chat. Like, for someone that wants to do more filming of their own stuff, like, without like breaking the bank, what kind of camera do you recommend?
Well, you have to decide if you want to do it in white light or in IR first.
Right.
White light is becoming white light's becoming more popular though. So you don't have to go IR.
Right.
There are a lot of people that do white light now because you get those darker backgrounds and it looks spooky.
Like, I know some people, like when they do their investigations, they don't want to have a white light because they want to be in the dark.
Right.
That's why I was suggesting the IR.
Sure.
But yeah, for both, that would definitely.
So if you can get your hands on any AX33s or 53s, that is one of the best ones to go to. Cost wise, I think the 33s for a long time were about $500 or $600. I think the 53s are about the same. But I know the 33 they don't make anymore.
Yeah, they don't.
I think the 53 is still.
And you know what?
made.
For some reason, they had a 43 that was in the middle, but they took the IR out of it.
Yes. Yeah.
So don't make that mistake. If you see the AX 43. Yeah, that one does not have IR. The 33 did, and then the 54 did.
You definitely want to make sure that whatever you have has night mode. Otherwise you'll be screwed.
Yeah.
And then I find that I like cameras that do not have an IR bulb already in them.
Okay.
So I want my cameras to not have an IR bulb, because I'll add my own IR light.
Yeah.
But with all like the attachments and me putting my hands on the camera, I don't want my finger to cover that bulb and then cast a shadow.
Yep.
So I prefer mine to not have bulbs.
Yeah, it does get annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
Put like a little black duct tape over that light.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually I do electrical tape and cover it up.
Right.
So
There you go.
I have a lot of cameras that have IR bulbs covered up.
Speaking of electrical tape, it's a very useful tool. I use it for everything.
Mhm.
I keep it in my box with all my equipment.
Yeah, I've got a couple rolls too. I have electrical tape. I do have duct tape and Gorilla tape, and then I have probably more rolls of gaffer's tape than I know what to do with.
What's gaffer's tape?
So gaffer's tape is what gaffers on a film set use to tape down cables. It's very similar to painter's tape to where it's not very adhesive. It'll
Mhm.
stick long enough to prevent someone from tripping, but when you pull it up, it doesn't leave adhesive on the
Doesn't leave any
floor.
residue. Yeah.
It
I
won't pull
got
paint off
you.
the walls. It won't, really damage anything.
Okay. All right. So
So
you put up a lot of monitors throughout your location as well.
sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends on what we're doing. So like when we did the Seance of the Roth House, we had monitors set up for the security system.
Mhm.
But when we would do Expedition Eddie, that's all mobile. So we would go from location to location to location. There's no monitor, so it's whatever me and Steve capture, and then that
Okay.
was it. So and then but some of the other things that I've done, things have gotten a little bit more high tech and fancy. So now we have wireless
Yeah.
transceivers and receivers for video, to where there can be a monitor, but it's wirelessly sending the signal and you could still watch it.
Mhm.
But I don't set that up often because there isn't usually someone sitting back to watch it.
Yeah.
And it's a pain
Oh,
in the ass.
it is. It is. You never know when it's going to go out. There could be, HVAC in the wall that cuts the signal out, and all of a sudden it gets wonky, and yeah, it's a pain. But for me, I prefer to keep my crew small so that I know where everybody's at.
Yeah.
And then that way
Yeah.
I could be like, there's only 3 of us here, and 1, 2, 3, who's upstairs right now?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
when
the
you
most
go,
that's the most that we'll film with usually is 3.
yeah,
The majority of all our shows is 3 of us, as Eric and I, and there's a lot of them with just Eric and I,
sure.
yeah.
We would do 4. It's me, Dan, Jen, and Steve. And then there'd always be like a guest where it would end up making it 5.
Mhm.
But then you wouldn't see me at all because we don't need 5 people on camera. You would see Steve a little bit less, even though Steve's an investigator, he's a camera operator. So Bigfoot could never be in your crew.
Mike.
He could now. He could now.
Love that dude.
So it just leaves the other 2 or 3 on camera now. So everyone else is just doing crew roll.
Well, White Hill Mansion, it was 4 of us. We had
I said
Franny and
usually,
April.
not always.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so much easier when it's just us 2 though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It can
Like,
be. Yeah.
Yeah, the last place we went to a jail, and it's just us 2, and it's freezing our asses off up
Sure.
in North Florida.
Oh,
It got
man.
down to 26 degrees. It's
We were
crazy.
for us Floridians, we were driving home and ice was building up on the windshield, and that's not something you see very often,
We had to wait for my car to heat up to melt the ice. I don't have an ice scraper, a windshield scraper. So, after investigation, you're all packed and you're ready to go. And I don't know, what time was it? Like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. And we're tired. And I think we were, I don't know, we drove. Didn't we drive up there the same day as well?
Mike, I'm the fluffer. That's my job. Out of all the people I've investigated with, they've found that I'm not allergic to ectoplasm. So it's a pretty safe job. There's a lot of demand.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike, I want you to be my paranormal fluffer.
Go fluff yourself.
Make sure I'm ready, buddy.
We had a double dose of Mike last week. He was on our show and I was on his show.
I saw.
Yeah. Good peeps.
Yeah, no, I haven't laughed that much in a long time when we had him as a guest on here. He was killing me, man. The guy's he's fun.
Yeah. I did their show a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. It was a really good time. They're both really funny.
They're great, yeah.
And they're sitting there, they're doing like their celebratory shot at the end of the show. And I'm like, or at the beginning of the show, I think it was. I'm like, I don't drink, so congrats. Here we go.
Yeah. No,
Water.
I was drinking my Stella beer.
Water did me good. It did me good.
yeah, I don't drink either. So cheers to that.
Cheers to that. I mean, I will, but like I used to be a really bad binge drinker, so now it's like I'll do one. I'm good.
Yeah,
My wallet's much happier now.
that's for sure.
I'm just a social drinker.
Sure. I mean, I went to
I go
dinner
out
after the conference this last weekend here, and I got one drink. Yes, it was the size of a fishbowl, but I got one.
What conference was that? That's the one I want to go to.
Yeah, right.
Fishbowl. When was the last time you had a fishbowl?
Fat Tuesdays.
Sounds about right.
I think I had one in Athens, Georgia, like way back. I forgot what bar I was at. Oh, no. Remember Baja Beach Place?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now wow, I haven't heard.
They had fish bowls, right?
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I know.
Wow.
I think they had fish bowls. Oh, and Fat Tuesdays, yeah. But I used to drink the 190 octane. It's like you're drinking Kool-Aid. You have like two of them.
That
and then
stuff is super duper dangerous. Yeah.
With the floater. And then I would like stand up and I'd be like, oh shit. I gotta hold myself up.
I used to a buddy of mine has a pool and we would drink swimming. And you'd get like one bottle in and you're like, I feel great. Like this is perfect. And then eventually, you have to get out of the pool because you're one bottle in. And then as soon as you stand up, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
it all hit me right at this moment.
Too bad they didn't have a slip and slide by the pool. That would have been fun.
There's a lot of slipping, that's for sure. More like slip and fall.
That's going to be a good idea for the next Paracon.
Yeah, there you go.
I got a light bulb. A light bulb just went up. You know what, Mike? I just realized we got the same background. We're in the same living room.
Oh, look at that.
You are.
Wow, I just noticed.
I didn't notice that either.
You guys are in the same library.
Your decorator.
I'm in the void.
We must have the same decorator.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting in purgatory in the darkness.
Exactly. Like my I'm pointing the right way. I think my liquor cabinet is somewhere around here. I think that's it right there.
Is that it?
Yeah. I got Fireball, Mike.
Fireball.
So here's a fun trick for people that drink Fireball shots, but they don't like the burn after the Fireball.
Mm-hmm.
Learned this trick many moons ago. Chase Fireball with apple juice.
Ooh.
Because it tastes like apple cinnamon.
Really?
And it gets rid of all the burn. So you could do all the Fireball as long as you have apple juice. It won't burn, and it makes it a lot easier to go down.
I like me a good burn, though.
I do, but I know people that don't like the burn, and they're like, how can I drink this without it burning my throat? Apple juice.
There you go.
Apple juice.
That's why.
Oh my God! I think when we go to the booze on the battleship, I'm going to be in so much trouble. You're going to have to keep me away from a Mike.
Fireball and rum chug is good. Yeah, that's good too.
I already told him I would dress up as Olive Oil and he'll dress up as Popeye. And it worked perfect because I'm taller than he is.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
I haven't forgotten, Mike.
Brutus.
That's right. Mike can be Brutus.
That's yep. Absolutely. There you go.
We'll have to find another Popeye stand-in.
Four Locos. Oh goodness.
Oh boy, yeah, Four Locos.
I remember that train wreck.
Yeah, that.
Oh boy.
Bad news.
Oof.
Look on Amazon for a costume now.
That's right. Mike, you can be Olive Oil there. Oh man, it's gonna be a good time. That's gonna be a great event, actually.
Larry, you're going to Rock Island?
No, I will not go to Rock Island.
Oh, okay.
My ex is friends with Candy, and she's gone the last 2 years, and I will not go to Rock Island.
Yep.
All right.
So I stay away.
Are you going to the Bash?
I am going to the Bash.
Okay. Our team will be there, but I don't know if I'll be there yet.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try.
I think you should try. It's gonna be
Yeah.
good. There's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of people that are gonna be there. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Last year, it was really good.
Yeah, we were there last year.
It's
It was
so
fun.
hard. It's just
I
so
had a
hard to
great
do all these
time.
events. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I got that picture with you guys last year.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll
Although
have to
this
put our
year, Pam said that she's gonna put me in the main room instead of out in the hallway. Out in the hallway like a dog.
now you sit next to us.
Yeah, but then you get them
yeah.
coming and you get them going.
Paraflix style. We'll have a whole row of
had-
Paraflix. You hear that, Natalie?
Let me tell you, like the hallway was a great spot to have. People are like, "Oh, you're not in the main room." I know. Like
no,
I could
but that
actually
was a
talk
good
to
spot
people.
for you, though. That was a good
It was
spot
a
for you.
great spot. As long as I
Yeah.
was proactive to grab people, like I did good. We'll just say I did good that weekend. And then I gave half of my money to the charity, so I did less good,
Oh, nice.
but it worked out.
Good for you.
So yeah, I'm
every time
excited
we
to go
walk
back.
by,
So,
you had people there talking.
yeah, it was good. It was good.
You attracted James.
Yeah.
He's coming
the
down
first-
to Miami.
Not the first time. You liked his rods, James.
I know. James
I do-
loves some good rods.
I do have some good rods.
You got the glow in
I'll
dark
just-
rods?
No, my booth, I sell ghost hunting kits for like starter ghost hunting kits, and the kits come with collapsible dowsing rods that collapse down into the size of a pen.
Yeah, I remember you were showing me that like an old TV antenna, kind of like the way they pull out.
Yeah, they're pen rods.
Yep.
So this year I have not only brass, but I have them in stainless steel too.
Brass
So,
monkey.
So
Brass
last
funky
year's
monkey.
last year's ghost hunting kit came with regular rods, and this year all the kits come with the collapsible ones.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
I got a
So
good
make sure to
discount.
check in and grab one of Larry's rods.
Grab my rods.
Yeah, they'll let you do
Well,
it. He's
not only
good like
that,
that.
but by the time the Gettysburg Bash comes around, I was told that my new book should be out.
Oh, sweet. Coming out with a book?
I am coming out with a book. Now that it has been accepted, I just have to sign the contract for it. I could talk about it because it's through Mike Ricksecker and Haunted Road Media.
Okay, cool.
And it is a ghost hunting guidebook. So all the 15-ish years that I've been doing this, all the knowledge that I've gained on equipment and ethics and all the stuff that you need to know to get started in the paranormal, I'm going to put it into one medium-sized book. And once the book is finally in my hands, then those are going to be part of the starting Ghost Hunter kits too.
I got to do a quick
congratulations. That's
timeout,
awesome.
and I think I'm late. I don't know if I'm too late for this, but I got to let if they already left already, I'm going to say it anyway, the KGRA digital broadcasting listeners who are on the radio listening to our show, you're moving on to the next show. If you want to continue to watch or listen to us, check us out on the War Party Paranormal YouTube channel, and also our folks who are on Facebook and YouTube watching us. Check out KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. They got amazing shows there. They talk about cryptids, Bigfoot, UFOs. MUFON has a channel there. They talk about spiritualism, all kinds of things. So definitely check them out. And if you want to listen to us and you're in the car, we're on iHeartRadio, so go check it out.
Heck yeah.
Sorry, Chanel. I'm so sorry.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Shame.
That's funny too, because I'm going to be coming out with a book too. It's going to be called Things Eric Says.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I still made it, she said. All right, cool.
Nice.
That's going in there.
I'm on top of things. We run a tight ship here.
I was thinking of doing a picture book, because I've been filming a lot with Brittany Bickett and her mom Michelle, and they make some of the wildest faces. I'm just gonna make a picture book of all the wonky faces that they make.
Wonky. That's a good word.
Mike can do a book with my sayings, and then I can be like a stick figure with the glasses and the War Party hat. Maybe something like that.
There you go.
I'm very
that would go
like
in the book as weird things that Eric says.
Weird.
Weird's better than normal.
Jeez. I mean, what's normal? I mean, to be fair, we
What
all
is
talk
normal?
to dead people.
Maybe normal's
What's
weird.
normal?
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe normal is weird.
I don't know.
Or maybe weird's normal. Depends how you look at it.
Exactly. Is ghost hunting, is that normal?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
there you go. We're
I
all
mean,
weird
it's
here.
getting there. I feel like it's
Yeah,
getting there.
right. We're like giving it normalization. People
Right.
like us. Us people.
And there's nothing wrong with that, you know.
Mm-mm.
If they didn't like it, they wouldn't watch our stuff, and then we'd all be out of business.
Well,
That's
it's
right.
normal for us, right? It's a normal thing.
Right.
Like
Let me
even
tell
like
you,
when we're filming, like it's kind of hard like to overreact with something we experience over and over again, but the normal person would be like,
No, I know, because
yeah.
it comes.
yeah,
You know, we do it so often that it's almost
Right.
like.
Yeah, like when
You know.
things happen, we're like, oh, the REM pod went off. Okay, that's cool. People be like,
I
the
get
REM
that
pod,
all
oh
the
my God.
Yep.
What's here
Yep.
with us? It's a demon. But like,
I get that
the REM
all the
pod went
time.
off, you know?
Or like a really good spirit box response. It's nice and loud and clear, and everyone's like,
No
"Did
one
you
say
hear
my name,
that?"
Eric. And
Oh
I'll be
my
like,
God.
oh, cool.
Oh, like, hey, that's my name. Nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
Oh my God,
Why-
I'm going
Why are
home.
you
I got
not
an attachment.
surprised? Yeah. Like it knows your name. Now it's gonna attach to you. Join the club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, it's all right.
There's a few more here. If they don't like you, they'll kick you out.
That's right.
Exactly. So Larry, we're at that point of the show.
We are.
I know we let you plug yourself all night. Talking about rods and plugs. You know where we go here.
There we go. That's another one for the book.
This is the part where you promote yourself, like anything that's coming up. You should talk about your book, events where people can see you.
Well,
how people can follow you on social media.
Yeah.
Let's I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then can you do the share screen thing?
Sure thing.
Yeah.
I think it should be the right one. There it is. There it is. So these are all the events that I'm going to. I've already put the green check for Dead of Winter because that event is now sadly over.
Holy crap, dude. Do you have a full-time job or is this your full-time job?
This is the full-time job.
Oh my God. I love
but
you.
I do put other things on there. Like I have investigations that I'm doing so people don't ask me to come for that weekend. Or, you know, I have like filming events that I'm like, hey, I'm busy. You can't have me at all. So, but yeah, this is it. There are things in October that aren't on there yet because they're not locked in. And some things are TBD because they're not locked in fully, but this is where you can find
that
me.
means to be determined, folks.
To be determined. So,
and I see a lot of northern places, and we were talking about in the studio, and I'm just going to lay myself out on the line, Mike. I'm just going to do it right now because I'm going to do it.
What are you
doing? We're going to be creating a Paraflix Paracon here in South Florida. Been talking to Natalie about it. Don't have a date yet, but we just started talking about it. Could be next year or the following year, but it's going to be something that's going to be amazing. We're going to try to get some of the talent from Paraflix and some other big name talent, and we're gonna try to see if we can get a location where it's close to the airport. Maybe there's some gambling involved, where maybe people would like to do that.
I mean, look at all the successful events that are in casinos, you know.
Exactly. And also it would be in maybe around January, February. And Larry, how cold is it right now where you're at?
Right now it is 32 degrees, and it's actually on the warmer side because a week or two ago it was like -20.
People, it was 83. That was the high today with not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's is going to be like 87 or 37. I wish it was 87. It'd be 37. There was a day this last week here that was in the 50s. That was pretty exciting.
Oh, really?
Like I didn't have to wear pants outside. I wore shorts.
A couple of weeks ago, we were at our highs, which was very unusual, was in the 50s.
Yeah, look at the chat. Natalie's already trying to put me to work. You see that?
There you go.
You see that? She's like, he'll do that. Don't worry.
Yeah, but she's amazing. She gives everyone 150%. So
yeah, no, fantastic.
I wish she was my real boss. I'll be happy.
I've told Natalie, like, all these events you guys sponsor, like, be an agent for Paraflix. Like, get the Paraflix people in there and get them at least a hotel.
Yeah.
You know, and make it a Paraflix party.
Exactly. Right. There you go. That's an idea.
So
an idea.
I think she'd be good at it. I think
she will. Yep. And she got that Patty Degree power panties power.
That's right.
You can't mess with that.
We'll
panties.
We'll have Patty make a pair that says agent on the back.
Yeah, there you go. What do you think about that, Natalie?
See, everyone else agrees.
Well, go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, and Larry, so where can people find you on social media?
Oh, so the best place is unfortunately Facebook, even though I hate Facebook. It has given me nothing but problems this last like 2 months, but I'm stuck here. So if you find me, it is that name with a little blue check mark, so you know it's me.
Did I pronounce your last name right? Right?
You did.
Okay, awesome. So make sure.
The most important thing is you spelled it right, because that's very commonly misspelled. People will drop an S and only do one, and I'm like, hey, by the way, that's misspelled.
No, even when you say it sounds like it should have 2 S's.
It's German. It's straight out of the sauerkraut German.
Yep, mine's Dutch.
So, well, you got the double A, so yeah. But Facebook
down
is
the
the
lane.
best place.
That's what it means. Down the lane.
Down the lane.
Throw that in your book, Mike.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I can't remember what mine was.
Mine in Italian means of the chorus, because I have such a beautiful singing voice.
I thought it was like, I'll fuck your shit up. No, I'm just
I can see it.
Sicilian style.
You're definitely an alto, right?
I'll say what now?
You're definitely an alto, right?
I don't know what that is.
He can be. It depends. Like
soprano,
if we're doing
alto, baritone, bass.
Oh,
so you're like at the top end, like alto.
Yeah,
just
like Michael Jackson.
Soprano.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, so Facebook, I have Instagram, I have TikTok. I'm not super active, but I exist. Pretty much Facebook is it. So, and then of course you can find me all over Paraflix. So
there you go.
So I'll put something out, and then Natalie shares it 75 times to everywhere. So it's always fun to try to track down where she shared it to. It's like I make sure to like it for her, and I'll find one like the next day, and I'm like, where the hell did this come from?
I don't know how she can get all that in. I need to pick her brain on that.
Facebook is constantly like ringing me up for spam, and I don't understand why it doesn't happen to her. I'm constantly getting flagged for like, are you sure you want to do that? Because it sounds like you're spamming people. No, Facebook, leave me alone.
You got to talk to her people. She'll give you a hookup.
Yeah. Just have Natalie do all my liking and sharing for me. Facebook likes you, so here you go.
There you go.
Facebook does not like me anymore.
Awesome. So, hey guys, and if you want to check out any of my content, if you want to check out my social media stuff, the easiest way is if you go to FLA, like Florida, paranormalresearcher.com, and it links out to all my social media content, has some blog and some upcoming events, different things that are going on. You can go to thehauntedfiles.com as well to find out some information on our show on Paraflix. And don't forget warpartyparanormal.com so you can see upcoming public events that we have. And if you're having any issues with the paranormal, you need help, you need investigators to come out and check it out and help you through the process, we can do that for you. We're free of charge. We don't charge anything. And we stay with you and help you through any issues that you may be having. Eric.
You keep us for life.
That's right.
We don't go away. We're always there for you. So yeah, and then me, you can find me at Ghost Hunter South Florida on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and we do have an event for anyone who's local or maybe wants to drive down and investigate with us. Saturday, February 15th at 7 p.m. We'll be at Yesteryear Village, interactive ghost hunting event. We keep it small and intimate. It's like a whole town. The most famous notable location there is the Riddle House. Used to be a former funeral parlor that was featured on Ghost Adventures, but that's not the only haunted location. There's other locations. So yeah, if you go actually to our Facebook, I'll be posting that information soon. In March, we'll be at Old Davies Schoolhouse. That will be on the 14th. That'll be posts coming up soon on Facebook and Instagram. I'll be posting where you can get tickets and all that good stuff.
Heck yeah.
That's it.
That's it. We got it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Sounds good to me.
So, Larry, really appreciate you coming back on the show.
Thank
It
you
was
so much.
awesome. It's always good to talk to you, my friend.
Sorry we had to
Yeah.
reschedule.
Yeah, sorry about
things
that.
happen, so it all works out.
Is there
But
anything else that
thank you guys for having me on. This is a great time.
Awesome. Yeah, heck yeah, it was. So we'll see you again shortly. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
At least at the bash.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
So yeah, the bash.
And we want to thank all our listeners and everybody out there watching. If you're on our YouTube channel and you're watching and you're not subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe button and click a like there for us. You know what that does for us. It's good stuff and it helps us out. And we will see you guys next week. And thanks again, Larry, and thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Great show.
That was a really good time.
Hang on one second.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure to put my goggles back away. Otherwise, they'll be